So we're going to start with vegetables, and today I've got some broccoli rabe cooking in a pasta pot. We're going to cook the greens in the same pot that we're going to cook the pasta in. This saves washing another pot. So bring the water to a boil in a pot just like you were going to cook pasta. Add about a tablespoon of salt, and then I put the broccoli rabe greens in. And you want to leave the cover off when you're cooking it, when it comes to a boil, so that those acids will escape and your greens will stay green. But another way to ensure that the greens will stay green are to shock them. So when you take them out, you want to put them into ice water. So here's a big bowl of ice water. I'm going to take them out, and this is called shocking. So we're cooling the vegetable down so that it doesn't continue to cook. And then you want to dry them off a bit so you can see how nice and green they stayed. Now that's a trick that you can use for other vegetables as well. Green beans, any wonderful green vegetable. So then you just want to roll them in paper towel and get all that excess water off. So while the water is off, I'm going to put some olive oil into a saute pan. So a little olive oil goes in here. So now in the oil we want to add some garlic, just to flavor that oil. So we get this going. And then we're going to chop up these greens. This is a really easy recipe and a nice healthy one. So we want to get that garlic soft. And I like to add, before I add the broccoli rabe to that, I like to add some anchovy to this. So here are some anchovies. Now this is just optional. You don't have to do this. But if you like anchovy, I think it gives a really nice flavor to this. So I chop up a little anchovy, and I put that in with the garlic. Isn't that great? And you stir that around. And I hear my pasta pot boiling over there, so I'm going to have to go back over there and take off the cover now. So I'm going to turn the heat down on this, because once that pasta comes to a boil, you want to take the cover off, give it a stir, and you're going to cook these until they are to the tooth, as they say. So there is our anchovy and garlic, and then with this I like to have some olives. And now, of course, in Puglia they have those wonderful Cerignola olives. But because this dish has a lot of green in it with the broccoli rabe, I like to use an olive from Gaeta. So these are Gaeta olives, and you just kind of coarsely chop them up. You could leave them whole if you wanted to. And they go into our pan with the olive oil and the anchovy. Starting to smell good, right? And now we just cook that down. Turn that down a little bit now, because now my greens are drained enough and I can chop them off. So clean off my board. And here they are. Let's unwrap this beautiful bunch of greens. Look at how beautiful that is. You know, visual is always important in a dish. So you just coarsely chop them up. And you use the stems with this as well, because they're very tender. And then that goes right in with the olives, the garlic, the anchovy. So now all of that's in. And of course you want to season as you go. So a little bit of coarse black pepper goes in, and again some salt. So you want to shake off most of that water, and that's why I like a pasta pot like this with an insert, because this makes it so easy to get the pasta out. So you get off the water, most of it, not all of it, and then you put it right into the pan. Make sure you're using a large enough pan so that you can stir. And then you have to use the old Nonna Galasso trick. You have to take a little bit of that cooking water. That's got great starch. And you add it to the pan with the sauce. That's going to help all of that sauce mix nicely together. So then we do what's called the ripastatura. And you take and mix the orecchiette with the greens. Isn't this pretty? This is just such a wonderful, wonderful dish. And there are so many, many ways to do orecchiette. And the Pugliesi, of course, are masters of cooking this particular kind of pasta, the little ears. I just love the name. Then once you have it all well mixed, then you can take it out and put it onto a platter.